Well, hello, Covenant Keepers. We're back for another episode. This is Brent, and I'm here with my super fantabulous wife, Lucy.
Hello, everyone, and good afternoon.
This afternoon, you got it right today.
I did.
It's a
I'm
good
paying
start.
attention.
You are paying attention. That's a good thing. I'm glad you're awake with us today.
Yep.
So what's happening? What's going on?
Well, I think we're really kind of getting into the groove of things now with everything that we're having to do from home, like with the kids and their schooling. So everything's moving along quite nicely.
So about what, week and a half in now, I guess, with that side of stuff, right?
Yeah.
As far as the kids.
A week and a half?
I think so. I think we started last week.
Last week. Okay.
I believe it was last week.
See, still losing track of time a little bit, but
we have no idea what day it is.
Yeah.
But we got a routine as far as
we're doing well.
The family and the kids and everybody's kind of starting to find their groove, which is kind of
still trying to force you into doing exercise, but I'm hoping that at some point it's just going to it's just going to fall into place and you're just going to want to do it.
I've been doing a new exercise.
Did you tell us about it?
It's a new exercise. I do a push-up when I get out of bed in the morning.
Wow.
I roll over. I do a sit-up.
When you get up?
Yeah, which is kind of interesting because before all this big mess happened, we were in the process of trying to sell our house. So we started purging furniture because our idea is to basically sell everything and build from scratch, kind of clean everything out.
And be mortgage-free. That's the goal.
That is our goal.
To be mortgage-free.
That is the goal. So in the process, we sold our bedroom set about, oh my gosh, it's been a couple months now. So we're literally... the mattress is on the bedroom floor. So when I say roll out of bed, I'm literally roll out of bed onto the floor. So when I do my setup, so I've done a push up, I've done a setup.
Hey, listen, you're talking about like us selling our bedroom set like it's a bad thing. I have actually realized that we don't need so much stuff to be content, to be happy. Like I actually like all the room that we've made in the house right now. And as we move forward in building from scratch, I'm coming up with new ideas of how not to buy too much furniture because I don't like clutter.
Right.
I'm a minimalist and I want minimal stuff in the house. But now, like with having almost all our furniture gone, it gives you a sense of just this airiness and freedom. And it's just almost like a blank slate. So it's given me new ideas for a new house that we're going to build that we're just going to have a lot of built-in stuff. Yeah. Like built-in benches and, bookshelves and all this built-in stuff.
So our bed is going to stay on the floor then? Is that the goal?
It's probably going to be not like before because I've looked at different ideas.
Our bed before, it was like 3.5 to 4 feet in the air. It was pretty tall.
It was very high.
It was very high. Like I had to jump up to get in bed.
Yes.
Like, you ever seen those movies where like the king's bed were? With the big things?
Like there's like steps to get up.
Yeah, you had like 4 steps to get up into the bed. That's kind of what our bed was.
So now it's almost just, I don't know, it feels like I like the whole idea of having more of a platform kind of bed where it's just up just enough, but not too high. Yeah. I don't know. I've seen a few of them that are really nice. And they actually give you some storage within the platform, so you don't have to buy a dress. I don't know. I'm just really loving the idea of not having a lot of stuff.
Well, there definitely is a lot more peace in the house now without all the clutter.
It's easier. It's so much easier to clean.
It is easier to clean.
There's not a lot of dust settling on stuff, and I don't know. I just like it.
And I notice you're not as stressed out as you used to be when you were cleaning.
Wow.
I like to sit back and just watch you now.
Stress?
As you clean.
I don't think you just sit back and watch. You've never been a sit back and watch.
I find it very attractive when I see you cleaning.
I actually find it very attractive when you jump in and start sweeping.
Yes.
Actually, I don't because you don't sweep like I do. So then
nobody sweeps like you do. You have like a PhD in sweeping to sweep like you do.
So I don't know. It just gave me a newfound appreciation for not having a lot of stuff and just the thought of buying like a huge kind of sectional couch, and that'll be like the biggest part of our furniture. That it's just awesome, and to think all this other space is going to be free. I don't know. I'm just looking forward to the new build, and I don't know. It's going to be good. It's going to be good.
It's nice. I mean, obviously now that we're spending more time at home, which we've been talking about, I think, in every podcast since this thing started. the house is more peaceful. So it's actually more enjoyable that we're not looking around going, oh my gosh, what a mess we have here. I mean, we got kids still. We got
our house has never been a mess, boy.
Well, that's not what I'm saying, but when you have more stuff, it
does seem like that's what I'm saying. Like it feels cleaner.
That's what I'm saying. There's a peace.
More open.
Right.
Like, so we've had a lot more time to plan out the goals, like the whole, the new house being mortgage free, what that's going to look like. And I don't know, it's good. This time has been good.
Well, earlier today we were talking about being at home. I seen this post and I wanted to share it with you today because it really struck me. And this is little things we've been talking about here and there, but I wanted to kind of talk about the list that we created, and we found it on social media. And the title of it is called Checklist for Healthy Things to Do for Your Marriage During the Quarantine. And it's from Trey and Leah's StrongerMarriageWorkshop.com. So this is not a list we came up with, but I love the list. I love their stuff. We share some of their stuff on some of our different social media platforms because we're open to look at whatever we can find to help strengthen marriages, and we want to help all the different ministries to get God's truth out there, get God's word out there. And really, at the end of the day, like we always say, it's helping marriages be a light to the world, right? So there's always things we can always do and improve. But on this list, I wanted to share it today because it's got a lot of good points to kind of pinpoint down on some of these. And I know number one, when I shared number one with you, do you remember your response when you told me this?
Yeah, I was like, what? That's awesome. I love this list already.
So we're going to start off with the big one, and it's probably something that a lot of people are dealing with right now because, again, if you're home together all the time, you're going to start noticing things with each other. Like you may have noticed it before, but now things are going to be heightened. So number one was have set times to put your phone away.
That is wonderful that they put that at the top of the list. And I'm going to tell you why. Because this is an area of struggle within our home.
I know I can never get you to put your phone away.
Then whatever. This is an area of struggle because it has been a point of contention for us finding the right balance of when you're on a device and what time is just device free and we're going to be fully present. And, trying to teach this also, not just in our marriage, but to our kids.
Right. Because
if we're trying to say, hey, kids, you guys have a limited amount of time on devices because it's what's healthy, and they see us not having that same balance, like we will look like hypocrites.
Well, it was difficult before, like we shared with everybody, that we work. I mean, we had our office, but we also worked from home prior to this too. And a lot of the things we would deal with electronic devices. Well, and I mean, in all walks of life now, we all, or most of us, have a cell phone in our pocket, which is actually a little mini computer. We're getting our emails, we get text messages. Phone calls is like probably one of the last things we do now.
Well, no, I totally get that this is like the way basically to do a lot of work stuff, life stuff. Like I know I pay bills on the phone.
Yes.
Like, yes, we view our emails. Yes, I look at my kids' grades and schoolwork on the phone.
You get news. I get the news.
The news on the phone. You do a lot of our social media advertising for our businesses. You do all that work and you do a magnificent job. I love, love, love the gift that God has given you and how you can like just pull stuff, research stuff, and put these beautiful posts together. Love that you can do that. And I tell you that continuously, that you do a great job.
I think you're trying to affirm the fact because on the flip side, you do get frustrated at times because I have trouble with boundaries in this particular area.
Yes.
Because I'm one of those type of people that I'm anxious. So I'm constantly always thinking about the next thing that I need to do and forecasting in the future. And then doing that, I'll think about something and know I got to go take care of this or I got to take care of that.
Well, and that's why I want you to hear me tell you that you have done a magnificent job and you continue to do a great job because I know what you're doing. In essence, it's providing for our family because you're trying to work on our business and, bring in more avenues for business for us. I get that because you do a great job in posting for all those avenues. And at the same time, helping couples, because that's what we do. That's the business we're in, is essentially helping couples and families build stronger relationships. So I think it's magnificent. However, everybody knows that too much, even of a good thing, can turn out to be a bad thing.
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously, I can tell when you get frustrated when I don't put the phone away. And so, like I say, I have trouble with boundaries because in our house, we establish boundaries at 8:30 for the devices to be put away. And that's the computer, the laptops, the cell phones, and all that. And if you were like us, I mean, we had our phones plugged in our bedroom. So there's always that temptation for when the notifications came up to, what's that? Is it important? And then obviously we get phone calls on the counseling side. So, and we're, we have confirmation stuff coming throughout the entire night. So it is very distracting. And yes, I know I definitely need to work better on that. So this number one, have a set time to put our phones away. Definitely something I know for myself we got to do better at because it is going to affect our relationship as we, go throughout more of this quarantine.
Well, it's important. It's important because on the other side, when you're on the other side of that, and like I want you to do your thing. I love that you have found joy and enjoyment in doing these things. However, being on the other side of that, it can make you feel kind of not a priority and kind of less than like you come second to whatever it is you're doing on a device.
Right, and I can see that. I mean, when I'm reaching out to pick up the phone and not reaching out to touch you.
Yeah.
So I know we spent a lot of time on number one. We're going to take a quick break, and I promise, guys, we're going to get through the rest of this list. Take a quick break. We'll be right back. Are you looking to strengthen your marriage? Are there reoccurring conflicts that continue to frustrate both you and your spouse? And could you benefit from faith-based solutions for today's relationship issues? At Tampa Family Resources, that's exactly what we offer. Check out our website today, tampafamilyresources.com. Hey guys, it's Brent and Lucy from Covenant Keepers, and if you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. First of all, it's free. It will cost you no money out of pocket. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. The cool thing about it is that Anchor will distribute your podcast for you, so it can be heard from Spotify, Apple Podcast, and so many more. It's so easy, and everything you need to make a podcast you can find in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm, that's ANCHOR.FM, to get started today. So before the break, we were talking about the list for the checklist for healthy things to do for your marriage during the quarantine from Trey and Leah's Stronger Marriage Workshop. And we did number one, which was have set times to put your phone away. Okay. Number two, I know that you love this one, and it is kiss. Kiss your spouse. And you're really good at that because you're always telling me, hey, come here and give me a kiss.
Well, yeah.
Because I can forget. I mean, you're beautiful, but sometimes I forget to kiss you.
Because you're still wrapped up on number one. Sometimes
that's true.
You're still wrapped up in having to figure out when to put your phone away.
Oh my gosh, come on.
It's true. But no, I mean, it's almost one of those things like we're spending all this time together. Like a lot of people will think that like we're together.
Yes.
Like, how do you not feel loved? We're together. Like I'm with you.
Yeah.
But if you're not present, then you're not really together. You're just, your body's physically there. So then also with number two, with kissing, like some people start to almost, I don't know if you almost just take the person for granted, like they're already there, or it's just the distractions that keep you from keeping that in the forefront.
Well, it is. If you're not thinking about it, typically you won't do it. But it helps keep the romance up, and kissing's important because actually the chemical that's released in your body, because there's a chemical that's released when you hug. There's a chemical that releases when you kiss. Do you remember what that chemical is? I just lost it as I was talking to you.
Don't put me on the spot, boy. I didn't have that answer.
It's a feel-good chemical.
Yes,
just so you know.
Endorphins.
It's in endorphins and things that are happening. Oxytocin?
I think oxytocin.
I think it's what it is. It may not be right, man. I want to look that one up. But actually the chemical in your body that gets that pleasure happening, which is important. So kiss your spouse more if you haven't been doing it. We recommend at least and this is going to sound crazy. I know when I say at least, you said it should be more. You kiss at least 3 times a day. At least 3 times a day you should be kissing. You should kiss when you wake up in the morning, kiss in the afternoon, and definitely at night before you go to bed. And that is the bare minimum, guys. Like, you can never kiss too much unless your spouse says, hey, you're kissing me too much. I'm trying to cook dinner here. So on to number 3, and this is a huge one that I know that with the couples that we see a lot.
Hold on.
Are you looking something up?
I just wanted to make sure about the chemicals that are worked up in your body with, kissing.
Okay.
Dopamine, oxytocin, and serotonin.
Well, those are all good things.
Yes. They're designed to make you feel good and to crave more of them.
That's awesome. So the more you kiss, the more you're going to want to kiss.
Right. It's stimulating a certain part of your brain that is similar to what like a cocaine stimulates that part of the brain.
So I guess that's where the song came. You might as well face it. You're addicted to love because you're addicted to the kisses. No, you experience feelings of euphoria. So when you ask me for a kiss, you really want to fix, is what you're saying.
Sure. But I mean, think about that. That's all these things are going on inside your body, and all you have to do is kiss your spouse.
And that's free, guys. It doesn't cost you anything.
It's free.
And you don't have to go to the grocery store to pick it up right now.
Nope.
So
you don't need a mask.
Stay home. Yeah, don't kiss with a mask. That would be weird. Stay home, stay safe, kiss more. So number 3, and like I was saying, I know this is a lot of couples that we see. When we say this and ask them this question, they a lot of times go, no, we're not really doing that. Some do, but most don't. And that is number 3, try to go to bed at the same time.
Well, I know for us, we've always done that. Like we've always gone to bed at the same time.
We work together, so our schedules are pretty.
Well, but I think it's just been a discipline and a practice that we just decided to put in place from the very beginning. So it does help. I find it to be very helpful for our connection time at the end of the night. And it just helps. Like, we share a lot during that time that we're in bed together. Sometimes we'll have longer conversations there than any other time during the day.
Well, yeah. It's usually uninterrupted time once we go to bed together at the same time.
So I don't know. It just helps. I believe it helps with the connection.
Oh, guaranteed.
Of husband and wife to go to bed together at the same time. I mean, I know for some people, like, you get anxious when you're in bed by yourself and you're kind of longing for that connection time with your spouse. But they might be one of these like night owls where they just want to, stay in the kitchen or in the living room and they're on the computer and they're doing all kinds of other stuff. Just be mindful of what you're missing out when you're not doing number 3, which is going to bed at the same time.
And I do want to add back on, we talked about number 1, put all electronics away. Like when you get in bed, it's not time to pull out the laptop and pull out the phone.
Just because we're saying go to bed at the same time doesn't mean, okay, we're in bed at the same time, but you're still on the computer or on the phone. Yeah. That doesn't count.
Yeah, definitely get rid of that stuff. Number 4, you want to read that one, babe?
Avoid constant talks about serious stuff.
We talked about this a little bit in the last podcast.
We did?
Having fun and enjoying each other? Oh,
having fun. Yeah. Well, yeah. Serious stuff is going to happen.
Yeah.
Every day, likely, you're going to have something serious to discuss, especially if you're not on the same page about a lot of stuff. There's always serious conversations to be had.
I know most guys don't like talking about that stuff.
Yeah, because it gets draggy and it almost gets naggy.
Yeah.
So find something fun to talk about. Like, think about throughout the day, what was fun? What was something that you found that was lighthearted and funny? Like, I know for us, we have our 8-year-old. Well, both of them, because even on, from the 8-year-old that he's just like a walking, talking party all the time, to the 15-year-old where she's on the complete opposite side of the spectrum, where she's typically like moody and not smiling too often, that you have to like poke and prod to get a smile and a laugh.
Yeah. So
like, think about things that have happened throughout the day that you can laugh about and just talk about that. It's not like the serious stuff.
Yeah. So having fun together. Number 5, you have to explain this to me because people may have a different. What are you looking at me that way?
I'm going to have to explain number 5 to you
because people may have a different perception of what this means.
What do you mean?
Number 5 is snuggle.
What?
Because for a man, snuggle means something very different than it may be for a woman.
No, it doesn't.
What's snuggle mean for you?
We just snuggle. We come really close together. You're embracing me in bed, and we're watching a show, and you're rubbing my back. I know you like it when I rub your back.
I do.
Like, that's snuggling. Tell me.
I mean, big spoon, little spoon? Is that what we're talking here?
Sure. But where have you seen that means something different to somebody?
Because sometimes snuggle means something different.
Okay.
Let's go on down the list. Maybe we'll find it on there. So snuggle.
Well, sometimes, women love to snuggle.
Women love non-sexual touch.
Well, that's what it is.
Yes.
It's non-sexual touch.
Yes.
Which, if you do enough of that, men, then maybe you will have a lot more intimacy. Which
is going to take us to number 6. Be intimate.
Yes.
Be intimate. It's number 6. I can't believe it always is on number 6. I thought it would be up a little higher.
Well, see, here's the thing. Because you have to put your phone away to make it to number 6.
Good point.
To be intimate.
Good point.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe that's why I've been missing it.
Exactly.
So taking time to be intimate and being intentional. And this is a little something we share with a lot of couples, especially now since we talked about getting in the routine, scheduling intimacy. Because like right now, the kids in our house with us 24/7. So as a married couple, where do we find time to be intimate? Because we don't have that kind of a alone time. So we have to be intentional to make the time well worth it, I guess is what you want to say. So talking about being intimate, finding that time and that place where you guys can be comfortable to be able to come together.
We'll have the conversation about like if you're not being intimate and it's taking days on end for you guys to come together and connect in that way. Talk about why. What are the hindrances? Maybe it's some of this stuff that we've listed out already that is lacking.
Or some that we're going to list.
Yeah, some of those, the connection time that you need to be able to get to the intimacy part.
That's good. So number 7, what's that, babe?
Pray together. I know we talk about this a lot. We've mentioned it in many of our podcasts.
Yes.
But praying together is a spiritual intimacy that will outlast any other type of intimacy in your relationship.
It is, because think about it. If you've been married for a year, you've been married for 50 years. Your body's going to go through a whole plethora of changes over that time frame.
Yes, it is.
And God designed it at a certain point. Things are not going to work like they used to back in the beginning. But what you can still have is a very strong spiritual intimacy. And that works just like now, like make an investment into your relationship. Invest now, pray together, pray for each other, pray with each other, because that is going to strengthen the relationship. So definitely praying together.
Well, and praying together, like when you talk about in the Bible where it talks about 2 praying together, like God is right there with you. Like when you align together, God hears you. So you're inviting God continuously into your relationship when you're praying together.
That's good. Number 8, and I laugh with this one. Give a massage. And again, men and women are very different. Because men can sometimes get wrapped up in that giving a massage. Okay, this is first base.
This is going to lead into something.
Let's get to the home run. You know what I mean? And they can kind of rush through the process
of the massage,
of really connecting, and the real purpose behind the massage. I'll just put it this way: we can become selfish. Men can become selfish and think about, oh man, this is she asked for a massage. This is going to be awesome. But what is it from a woman's perspective?
It's a massage.
Why is it? Oh, come on.
From a woman's perspective, it's a massage.
Simply massage, and that's it.
It's a massage. It's another form of connection. Almost. It's another form of intimacy, really. Like you're taking the time, like you said. It's an unselfish moment. That, like for me, I know I love when you massage my feet. Get the lotion and massage my feet is like awesome. I love it.
I'm glad you love it.
Love it, love it, love it. But it doesn't necessarily mean that it has to lead. I mean, it could, but it doesn't necessarily mean it always has to have an ulterior motive.
Well, because of things that have happened in the past in some people's relationship, they may think, well, they're just doing this because.
Right.
You know, and that doesn't always work out well.
Well, you shouldn't go into it with an ulterior motive. You should go into it being selfless and unselfish and just wanting to do it because, your spouse likes it. Okay, so be not selfish about it. Which kind of goes into number 9, which all men love also. Talk. And this is where talk can come
important to clarify the expectation of the massage. Hey, Thursday night, let's get together and just give massages to each other, but it's not going to lead to sex. Like we're just going to get massages. Mm-hmm. That's the plan. That's the expectations that we go into it. But talking, through all this, we've been talking about intimacy. That's the emotional intimacy, right? When you're connecting on other levels outside of, hey, I got to take the dog. Well, I guess nobody's taking the dog anywhere now. The superficial type of things that happen in life. But talking on a more level of connectedness for each other.
We talk a lot about communication, and communication is the oxygen to your relationship.
Yep.
So if you're not talking, you're really basically choking out your relationship. There's no oxygen. So talking is foundational to all this other stuff we've been talking about.
Well, yeah, you got to be able to communicate about it. Number 10 is what, babe?
Play some games.
What kind of games? Twister? Like Twister.
Whatever games, like during this time, that's the fun element, right? Bringing the fun. Like, what kind of games can we play? All kinds of stuff that we can come up with. Look online. People are posting all kinds of different things.
They are.
And as far as games at home with each other and with the kids, like, this doesn't have to be.
Well, I was thinking about just the couple aspect.
Okay, I don't know.
I mean, we have games we play with the kids, but I'm thinking about games that you and I can play.
I don't know. We might need people to give us some feedback and give us some ideas.
Okay, guys, if you got ideas, legitimate games, hit us up on the message here in the bio. Like, what kind of games are we playing out there nowadays? For couples, like couple games that you can play. We'd love to hear from you as far as that goes. Well, before we do that, babe, like, what's one of your games
I don't know.
You like? You don't know. You don't like to play. You just said it's fun to play games, but you have no games.
Because we don't have any that we like play together, like you and I.
Twister.
We don't. When have you played Twister with your wife?
Are you threatening me right now?
We've never played Twister.
You sure?
Yes.
Man, we should have played Twister.
Okay.
How did we miss that? Okay, what else?
I don't know what else. I like Jenga.
Jenga?
Yeah.
What's fun about Jenga?
You don't like that? See, I'm a puzzle kind of person. I like figuring stuff out. No?
I guess.
You want to play chess?
Chess? I guess that's a game you can
See?
play.
This is why we need ideas.
Have fun. Like, what kind of, like, we can wrestle or something.
What's your fun?
I just told you we can wrestle, play Twister. Mine's more of a physical.
Do you mean wrestle?
No, I mean wrestle. I'm from the country. We wrestle. Like, something that we can be physical and play games that's more interactive.
See, you're not talking about a game anymore. Now you're trying to make it about something else.
No.
Really?
You can play war with cards and, wrestle. So anyway,
okay. So anyways, guys, play some games.
I obviously need some help with some game, guys. You guys got to send us the stuff with games. And number 11, which we've been doing quite a bit ourselves, pretty much every other day, not every day, but every other day, we're trying to get the entire family out there, and that is go for a walk. And since we have been doing that, babe, share with, like, what have you been getting out of it? What's it do for you?
I don't know. I like exercise. And anytime I can get any kind of exercise in, it just makes me feel good. I don't know. I'm my chemical makeup. When the more I work out, the better I feel, the more energized I feel. It almost makes me happy. I don't know. There's something about working out that makes me happy. Well, that's why I'm trying to force you to do it.
And again, it gets the endorphins in the body rolling. But just going outside and getting a big, deep breath.
Oh, yeah.
Fresh air. Feeling the sunshine on your face.
Getting a little bit of sun.
Getting the breeze. And I don't know, we're in Florida, guys, so I don't know what it's like up north. But, like, it's even when the cool air is good, it feels good to be outside, into God's creation and just feeling everything that he's done. It starts to change your mood.
Well, and since we're, in the works of planning on building, like, we start looking at different.
You're building our home. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Different houses and different architecture. And, we have conversations as we're walking about different ideas for the house.
Which goes back to number 9, talking.
Yes.
Okay.
So we're having some good conversations as we're.
Oh, check this out. I'm going to wrap up the whole list and I'm going to describe it where we can cover I think we can cover everything down. Check it out, guys. Number 1, we put our phones away when we go. We kiss while we're on this walk, right? Okay, we can't go to bed sometime. It's not going to work. We don't talk about serious stuff all the time, which is number 4. Snuggle. I do kind of grab and hold your hand and I pull you close as we're walking. You Intimate.
Well, that's a form of intimacy, though.
Okay, so we can be intimate. It covers number 6. We pray while we're out there. We pray together. Massage. I can massage your hand, I guess, as we're walking. You could rub my back. Mm-hmm. That would be good. Obviously, we're talking while we're out there walking down the street. We can play games even.
Well, yeah, because I'm trying to get you to, jog. And
we can play games.
we can compete to see who can walk the fastest.
Okay, there you go. And I can time you as you're walking.
As I'm walking, because you don't want to walk as fast because you really don't want to be out there exercising.
And then go for a walk. So, guys, there was 11 different things to do, a checklist for healthy things to do in your marriage while the quarantine is going on. We hope you've enjoyed the podcast. We'll try to put the things in the list. In the comments, or not in the comments, but in the things so you can see it.
You post it so people can see it.
We'll post it so you guys can see it. Remember to check us out on all the different social media platforms.
Remember to give us ideas, guys. We need some ideas for games.
Yes, hit us up on the message. Send us your game ideas. We thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next time. So, guys, we hope you enjoyed the podcast today. We hope it's been helpful. If you did like it, please go check us out at covenantkeeper4life.com. That's covenantkeeper, 4 life.com. And get out there, guys. Stand for marriage. Stand for God. You're a covenant keeper.